I call the Shadow Secretary of State, Luke Pollard, who has 2 minutes. Luke Pollard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Fishing has every right to feel betrayed and let down by this government. The industry was promised a better deal, but they have not got one. Fishers fear some of the extra quota is just paper fish, fish that might not even exist or are hard for British boats to catch. The promise to immediately exclude European boats from our 6 to 12-mile limit was broken. The catch-up and export systems are cumbersome, bureaucratic and homegrown Tory red tape the industry can ill afford. Shellfish exporters feel particularly betrayed because they are unable to export until April because the government failed to negotiate a deal that included them. The PM yesterday promised compensation for those affected by export chaos, but Downing Street seemed to U-turn on this less than 6 hours later. Fishers deserve better than this incompetent government. So when will the distant water fleet be able to go to sea again? When will the new avalanche of paperwork be scaled back? When will the 100 million be available for coastal communities? When will British fishers get the extra quota that they were promised? When will the requirement to land more British fish in British ports finally be introduced? And when will this government actually start standing up for our fishers in terms of action, not just in terms of sound bites?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I know that the honourable gentleman previously in debate on fishing has raised the importance of tariff-free access to the EU market, and obviously the trade and cooperation agreement gives our fishing export businesses that tariff-free access that he maintained was so important, and of course that is particularly important for the shellfish sector. It is not the case that shellfish cannot be exported at all until April. There have been certain issues on bivalve molluscs and getting the correct paperwork, and there are some issues around depuration and the ability to export stocks that have not been purified prior to export, but that does not amount to a ban on the export of shellfish. He mentioned the distant water fleet. It is a convention that in the absence of agreements on quotas, and this is very pertinent to the agreement that we have with Norway, access is suspended, but we will be seeking access to Arctic cod in the usual way for those parts of our fleet that benefit from that particular stock. He asked when fishermen will see the uplift in quota. As I made clear earlier, the EU are giving up 15% of the catch that they have in our waters in year one, and so fishermen will see some important advantages in this very first year.